Okay, I feel like I need to explain myself a bit here. See, I wanted to find out what would happen if I just manifested a billion people somewhere. So I decided, London. Why not London? That might be a good shout, you know. It should buff England, and England usually loses the 100 Years' War. But then I was worried maybe it would be a bit too overpowered, so I made them all Orthodox Albanians, as they would be wrong culture, wrong religion, just to see what would happen. How would the AI deal with that? Now, why Albanian? I actually don't have an answer to that. I just thought it'd be funny. So, like and subscribe, that's the usual stuff, and get into the game and see what happens. But yeah, here we are. Nothing changed border-wise, but if we select England over here, as we can see, we have a population of 1.08 billion with 1 billion Albanians. Now, you may also point out that Mr. Lemon Cake, England does not start with 26 million English people as well, but I don't know how to explain this beyond, I'll just get into the game and go into more detail. But when it comes to modding the populations of specific provinces, which is what I did here, I went in and spawned a billion Albanians. When I did that, it wasn't actually a billion Albanians. It was something like 975 million Albanians, because 25 million of them instantly promoted into the nobility and the clergy of the English and just like transformed in that way. And I wasn't sure how I could actually prevent the percentages of the population, this 2.5% of the London population, immediately becoming English and upper class. I didn't have a way of stopping it. I genuinely spent quite a while modding trying to get rid of it. So I just kind of gave up. So technically, we didn't put a billion Albanians in London. We put a billion and 25 million Albanians in London. It's just 25 million ish of them just immediately overnight became English and joined the clergy and nobility estate. Definitely something to do with the coding here that I fessed up, but you know what? It's just a bit more content. We also just have 20 million priests and 5 million English nobles also just in existence in England right now. But yeah, also you can just do this. The game does support this. We have a billion people living in England, and we have a billion of them in well, a billion Albanians. Actually, wait, that's going to be a cursed culture map. I don't want to see this. What's the Albanian distribution? It's as you can see, if we take a look at the Albanian culture group, yeah, there's a couple people in Italy, a couple people around Albania, and then just London, just London, very populated on this map as well. But yeah, I think that's about it. To not much more to say. Tax base is looking pretty healthy. Mainly because of London, I think. Yeah, actually, that's I think it's mainly because of London. Let's go into observer mode and see what the AI does with that. All right, well, immediately, 500 standing troops for the English, that's fine. 19 boats, that seems a bit more than normal. All right, let's take a look at England. All right, and Jesus Christ, we start with 207,000 ducats, but we're also losing 2,000. How are we losing 2,000 ducats a month? Oh, God. Oh, all the cost of court and stuff. Oh, that scales with tax base, doesn't it? And our tax base is factoring in the fact that we have a billion oh my God. Oh, London is cursed. I'm so sorry. Oh, because your starting RGO level is a proportional percentage of max RGO. So because of the billion Albanians, we now have 9,305 levels out of 28,000 levels of wheat RGO in Albania. Sorry, not in Albania, in London, although this may as well be called Albania at this point because there's a billion Albanians in here. The migration attraction is minus 36,000. Oh my days, okay. But it's okay. We're converting two Albanians a month. Will be done any day now. Any day. The average pop satisfaction. I don't think the Albanians want to be here. I think there's one Albanian Catholic man and he doesn't mind it, but the overwhelming majority of Albanian Orthodox are not happy to be here. Um, I would have thought they'll be more pissed off, honestly, but it's mainly because they don't have any wine, liquor, beer, beeswax, lumber, coal, medicaments, masonry, pottery, furniture, cloth, weapons, sturdy. This is going to create an insane amount of peasant demand, I've just realized. But also, I've realized another thing. Thank God this is a food province. We've now fed the world 90. No, sorry. 432,000 food has been produced, mainly because 991 million Albanians are working in subsistence agriculture. Jesus wept. Oh wait, this is on a city. Doesn't that mean that if we go and build irrigation, this is going to be the most productive irrigation on the planet? Wait. Oh my god. Why can't we build irrigation? There's not enough. Oh, there's just no masonry. Did the Albanians eat all of the masonry? Oh god. Okay, that might be an unforeseen circumstance of that. All right. Well, I'm sure they'll be able to figure this out somehow. Right. Okay. I'm gonna let them be on that front. Otherwise, if we take a look at the, oh god, yeah, 97%. Yeah, okay. And the religious unity is 2.63%. Right. Okay, well, you know what? I have faith in the English. They'll be able to resolve this in no time. The good news for them is they have 8.8 million levies. So that's that's great news, but only 41 votes, which fair enough. The game shouldn't really be letting me do this, but I guess it does. And yeah, 1,000 tax base of the wealth of London. It's all going to the peasants. Jesus, that's insane. Right, well, you know what? I'll give them a month tick and let's just see what happens. All right, we're back after a month. Honestly, I thought it would be taking longer to process, but if we pop back into England, um, okay, they've balanced the budget. They've stopped spending on basically everything. Right, that's fair enough. They're minting a bit more. They're taxing, but they've kind of almost balanced the budget, so that's neat. I would not be spending 500 ducats a month on diplomacy if I were the English, but you know what? I'm not gonna like enforce that on them. I'll let them have fun. Just to be clear, I am in observer mode. If I move these sliders around, this does nothing. Right? This is just the game can tell me what would happen if I move the slider around. It doesn't actually affect the slider for them. So if I decide to do this, it doesn't. Well, weirdly, minting doesn't seem to work. Good to know. But like, so I can see what the tax base would be if I were to move the sliders around, right? So just making sure we're on the same page here. I'm not actually affecting the AI when I move these sliders around. But then, disclaimer aside, how are we looking? Well, we've gotten. I mean, I don't think much has changed at all at the moment. I do wonder, did we accept the Albanians? No. No, we did not accept the Albanians. Has there been any movement? 24 million people have left. Only 15,000 oh, wait. Wait, no, the Albanians are still here. Who okay, 16,000 starved somehow, which is surprising for a province that has so much food surplus, but the nobility and the clergy just all left. Like, all of them. Where did they all went to Harrow. 24 million. Oh my god, 15 million clergy and 8 million nobles just arrived in Harrow. It immediately caused a famine. But now don't think this is meant to happen. God. So the English upper class, the nobles and the clergy, saw 10, no, not 10, saw 1 billion Albanians arrive in London and they just left for Harrow. Okay. And wait, they're not even happy about it. They're goddamn miserable here. Oh, because they don't have any wine, liquor, borough. They've just consumed. All the English people must be just miserable right now, as are all the Albanians, because there's just no wine, liquor, beer, anything. And just every single good has been consumed. Oh god. Well, good news is that we're trying to fix the lack of masonry by building more masons. So, good news for the economy there. The problem is that the migration attraction here means they're all just going to leave Harrow. Oh boy. Okay. As for the Albanians themselves, well, I guess this month they couldn't leave because all the rich people were leaving. I I don't even know what to say anymore. What have I done? Right. I guess we'll we'll let it run and see what happens soon. All right, we've had another month. The UK economy has been fixed. They stopped spending on diplomacy. This has been a genius idea by the British economy. They are like exploding in wealth ever since they've decided to tax the Albanians and not spend any money on diplomacy. So good job for that. Everyone's disloyal, but I think England's got bigger problems to worry about, and at least they have money to deal with it. That being said, if we take a look at our migrations, we've actually lost 130,000 people. Oh, some people leaving London. Um, they all just went to St. Albans. The rich are just kind of like migrating. They're just like leaving London on it. Like, nope, we're even further away from London. We need to leave. The nobles and the clergy are like, nope, we're out. we're out. Okay. So they've all gone to St. Albans now. But the problem is now they're all around in St. Albans, they've got the exact same overpopulation problem. They at least leave. No. No, there is 0 nobles and clergy. 100% of them have left. Wow. Literally 100% of the clergy and nobility have left Harrow. That's incredible. Okay. Right. As for London itself, so we have lost 226k people. 23 starved again in a province that's got the greatest food surplus on the planet. We have starvation. How? Okay. Sure. 102,000 of them decided to try their luck as mercenaries. Fair enough. And then 100k actually migrated out. Um, oh, and it was 7.68 more million clerics all going to. No, no, okay. It's just saying that I think it's just really struggling with numbers. Was that migration attraction? Because it's claiming that 7.68 million clerics migrated from London to Kensington, but there were not that many clerics. I think only 101k. I think the migration push is so high, it's migrating people that don't exist out of that land. And also 100k. Oh god. 100k Albanians promoted to nobility. 100,000 Albanians just became nobles in London overnight. Oh Christ alive. Okay, well, I for one welcome our new Albanian nobility. They're still okay. They are actually working in the royal courts, right? And I guess the other question is are they getting accepted? No. Are there any? I mean, the Crownpower's collapsing. The burghers have. What's happened to the burghers? Why do they have like no political power? Is that because the crown? Oh god, the crown has all of the power, and all the power is then split between like a bajillion literally, I think a billion, not a bajillion, but a billion peasants, millions of clergy, and millions of nobility. So the burghers, despite the fact there's 27,000 of them, have 0% power relatively because of these population figures. So yeah, this is how you get rid of the burghers' rights by getting a billion Albanians into London. Yeah, let's give it a couple more months fix and see what happens now. We're not going to check every month. Maybe I'll check next month. Okay, I've decided to come back next month, mainly because all of the British nobility and clergy have arrived back in Harrow. I think they might be stuck in a bit of a migration loop every single month, just moving between Harrow and St. Albans in a repeated loop, unless they change their mind. We'll see how that works. As for London itself, the Albanian nobility has just immediately left. They promoted themselves to nobility and then just left. And then 78,000 Albanian Orthodox men became clerics. God. I yeah. Yeah, okay. The game's definitely kind of breaking. Apparently spiritualism is giving us an extra billion% more clerics to exist. So I, why is the promotion so high? Oh, oh god, the open jobs. Because there's so many open jobs, because all the nobles and clergy have left, you get 614,000 people get promoted every single month. Oh, Jesus wept. Okay, well then, I mean, okay. My question is where did those Albanian nobles move to? Is it Harrow? Wait, no, no, no. Is it Harrow? Did they just join the? Yep, yep. So there's 8.689 million English nobles, but they're also joined by the Albanian Orthodox nobles as well. Right. Okay. That's I. I mean, the levy count has somehow gone up, and the economy's doing. Oh my god, they're spending 18,000 ducats trying to feed their. Okay, I don't think this is real spending because they can't. The food storage is full. They're just projected to lose 250,000 food, but they're not actually going to lose that 250,000 food, if that makes sense. Oh god, what have I done to this game? This really turns out a billion people in London, a wrong culture, wrong religion, is not what the game's intended to handle. Anyway, I'm not going to do month ticks now, definitely. I'll catch you back in a bit. Let's see what happens by 1340. Never mind, I lie again. The 100 Years' War has kicked off. Um, um, I don't think it's fair, France. France, I don't think you might win this one. Although knowing the English, how are they going to get? How are they going to get? 917k in reserve. How are you feeding these people? Oh no, I hovered over them. Oh, the game might have crashed. Oh boy, that might have been a very bad idea. Oh god. Okay. All right. Okay, we're back. Let's make sure we don't hover over any insane stacks that could crash the game. That'll be very bad for us. But there we go. Let's see, can England actually win this war? So the French are coalescing their forces. They're beginning these beautiful, beautiful sieges. Unfortunately, the English are they don't have a navy for this, do they? I mean, surely they still can't mess this up, right? Like, how do you mess this up if you have millions of levies, right? You can't. Surely you can't. I mean, look at them. Okay, they don't have millions of levies. They have almost a million levies. A very gentle mobilization, I guess. They're sending them 3 at a time? No? Okay, no, no. What are they doing? Oh. Alright, they are moving them over. Albeit, that's the Normans, that's not the English. What are the English armies doing? Where are the English armies gone? I've tabbed into them. I can't see. They have 400 men up out of 9. They're not even raising their levies. England, what? How are you fighting this worse than you would normally would? How are you going to use these troops? At least they're winning the naval battles. Why are we minting? For what purpose? Also, how did your economy collapse overnight? No, seriously, why are you making, like, no money? What happened? Is it just everyone getting... How did the London RGO level go down? Did you downgrade the RGOs? Oh god, did England downgrade the RGOs or something? No. No, a billion migrated in. I think the Albanians got migration rights, so they just left. They left for Harrow, which of course decreased all the RGOs level. Then Harrow has straight up 0. Oh, never mind. It had 0 people. So every single month, a billion people move between Harrow and a billion pops migrated into London. A billion pops migrated into London and then just left. Oh god, which of course downgrades all the RGO levels, and now there's just a one guy in Harrow. Oh no. Oh no. Wait, did they bring all the nobles? I think they have the nobles and the clergy with them on a cycle. It's just every single month, billions of people jump between London and... The population is collapsing pretty rapidly, all things considered, but I think that's mainly because a lot of them try out their luck as mercenaries, and a decent chunk, like 40k a month, is starving. Oh, but when they migrate from London to Harrow, they reset the levies. So what I've actually just done is doom England for eternal failure in this war, because they have a billion levies they raise out of London, but of course they migrate, so the levies get unraised. Oh no. Well, I thought I was helping by putting a billion Albanians in London. So it turns out I just doomed England to eternal failure. And of course, because they're constantly migrating around, they can't even tax them for whatever tax evasion reason, meaning that they just can never spend any money on diplomacy costs of quarter stability, and are constantly stuck, like, buying food every time a random bunch of people, like 200k Albanians arrive in Barking over here, and that's it. They can't feed themselves, so they have to... No. Right, England, you have to accept the Albanians. You can't keep dating them the whole time. Alright, well, great news for the pro-English faction. They decided to use all of their money and hire all of the mercenaries. They have a ridiculous amount of mercenaries, 42,000 of them. And that's the thing with a bunch of the Albanians and English people signing up as mercenaries, trying their luck as mercenaries. The mercenary manpower pools have never been higher. Like, if you want mercenaries, there's so many volunteers. And the English also have a lot of money because, of course, they start with a percentage of their income as starting money. London seems to be stabilized a bit more, just 18 million in London, right around the pop cap, to be honest. So that's nice. They're only losing 3,000 pops a month, usually due to starvation and trying their luck as mercenaries, but they're at least a bit more stable. Mostly just clergy and nobles living in London, and almost no one else. And the majority of the Albanians seem to have settled in Harrow, or at least kind of are settling in Harrow. It's a bit hard to tell. The thing is with settling in Harrow is, well, good for food. This is basically keeping the English economy up at the moment, being able to sell some of this food, although not really what is I don't even know. I can't even really comment on this economy. They're spending on cost of court, so that's it. They can't afford to live. Well, I guess I'll see you in a second if anything else happens. Well, I'm glad to say that the English have firmly turned this war around by hiring the literal hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Albanian men that have signed up as mercenaries. They've got just this swarm, and I do mean swarm, almost 100k mercs, 23 mercenary companies that are, shall we say, putting an end to France at the moment. So I guess I'm not wrong. They won't be able to win this, but they've burned a lot of their money for this. They've started with like 700k or something stupid. I think it was 200k, and they've spent almost all of it um, just on this swarm of mercenaries. So this kind of is a one-off for them. Yeah, and they're not exactly fighting efficiently. Like, what is this merc stack here doing? Well, I mean, I guess it's one now, so it's gotten food. But yeah, damn, the British economy really is a heart rate monitor, isn't it? Oh God, the British tax base. I. Hmm. All right, there's the peace deal. England's taken more land. Look at that beautiful, beautiful chunk of England that they've taken. Good job on them for that. But the English are about to run out of money. This might really be the end of them, though. Once their big war chest from the start is over, I mean, you did not need to hire so many mercenaries in England. You really didn't. I promise you. But yeah, this is not going to be pretty for them, is it? Okay, well the Orthodox rose up. The English lost a good billion people. I think they're all here. Yep, in the English revolt, leading by King Louis of Weldon. He's an English Orthodox man in charge of. If I was to check 1 second into this revolt, what percentage of this Louis of Weldon, who's definitely English, is leading a culture that is 99.97% Albanian? Oh God. Oh no, and then all their pops migrated, so their levies disappeared. But they still won, they still won. Because the English didn't have any food. Oh God, oh no, what is going on? Wait, if they get that occupation, no, if they finish that occupation, isn't that most of them? They're about to go siege. They're about to go occupy. Yeah, like a big... This monster is going to be amazing. Wait. Let's see this. They've just sieged out the main province. No, I think the English are going to be able to put down this revolt. Plus 948 million because they occupied Chelmsford, which is where all the Albanians went. Yeah, it's 100% Albanian Orthodox. And every single Albanian here is a noble or clergyman. There's just one peasant. Just the one peasant. And there we go. Oh no, they've taken occupations here. Now they need to navally land. Oh God. Oh, what a beautiful mess. But yeah, no, the English were able to put down this revolt. Lost another 30 million people, but um, kind of bouncing back. I do love how every single change I do in this game, in any kind of capacity, one large global market, every province gold or whatever, just leads to immediate famines and societal collapses. Like, the game is just so, I don't want to say fragile, because I kind of come in here with a sledgehammer, like a bit in Albanians, but, anything that even I think would be a bonus just immediately ends up being a complete and utter, like, collapse of society in whatever capacity I do. In somewhat other news, Byzantium is actually winning. They've beaten up the Ottomans and everything. Can someone tell me how putting 1 billion Albanians in London has made Byzantium suddenly just come back with a vengeance and a half and like absolutely demolish the Ottomans over here? I have not interfered this at all. What is this secret Albanian bonus to the Byzantines? Was it all the food getting exported out of the London market that really helped them for whatever reason? Like, I basically never see this happen. How is Byzantium winning? Oh, and speaking of that, I guess we've been immediately distracted by. Oh god, this is the problem with running the game on a bit too high of a speed. A brand new revolt. What's this one for? The Second English Revolt Civil War. Yes, of course, of course. But this time they start with London. Oh dear. Oh, they only have 6 million people. Okay, this one might win. King Humphrey, an English Orthodox man, might actually push this one through. Oh god. I forgot about the Black Death. Oh, it's reaching London. A lot of Albanians are going to die, aren't they? Oh no. 1.8 million in the English Revolt have just died. Oh no. I mean, the English Revolt is very cleanly winning this, so that's great news for them, but there's already 25 million deaths, 3 million of which were in England. I forgot about the Black Death. I did not. I just entirely forgot about the Black Death. How did I forget about the Black Death? Well, that was a bad month. 131 million. 131 million. 200 million. Oh no. Oh god. And the Civil War. Oh, the Civil War's just spreading the plague all across the country. Even more. Oh no. And it's nowhere near over. Oh no. No, this is a bad time to fight a civil war, England. This is a bad time to fight a civil war. 284 million. 300 million. I forgot about the Black Death. Oh, well, I mean, I think it's slowing down. Only 20 million people died last month. That means the situation's getting better, right? No, that's another 17 million. I mean, it's noticeably slowing down again. Will we reach 400 million? No, I think it's slowed down too much. Yeah, only a million people last month, so I think we'll not quite get to 400 million. No, no. I mean, the Civil War is almost over as well, so this is about to disappear from the statistics because I think the English Civil Revolt will stop existing as they win. Okay, you don't need the second round of levies. Yep, there we go. The Kingdom of England inherited them. Okay, so the stats do not disappear. Okay, okay. Is there any good with balance? I mean, like things like salt and fine cloth, I guess, but it's just everything that peasants eat has just had a massive undersupply. The price of horses, wheat, fruit is all through the roof. Oh no. But hey, at least they've kind of survived the Black Death with 372 million casualties. Oh, wow. Okay. But yeah, no, I mean, they've survived it. 372 million. Oh, and they're back to war with France. They're pretty bankrupt in my understanding, right, though? Yeah, they're bankrupt, so this might be over for them. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was going to say that England's going to lose the war against France, but great news for them. Kind of made the war invalid because the English revolt has just popped out and got rid of all their occupations. So that's one way of avoiding to losing land to the French, just being constant civil wars yourself. I guess the silver lining is they can embrace the Renaissance and banking. And they did spawn professional armies in London. Oh, the heart rate monitor economy continues. How's their tax base gone even lower? How? Yeah, there really isn't much more to say here, I'm afraid. I mean, look, the French are back toward the English again. They're absolutely winning because turns out it's a bit hard for England to fight back when they're in a constant state of bankruptcy and their tax base looks like a very flatlining heart rate monitor. I'm not going to lie. All right, it's 1374. We've lost another million, have been losing around a million a month, so we're well below 500 million now. But one of the problems as well, even more so for the English economy, is they've just restarted their migrations. They used to at least calm down and sit in London, but they've restarted this. They're migrating between Harrow and back again on a loop. Oh god. Oh no, this is going to be even worse for them, isn't it? And I mean, I I don't think they can afford food, right? No, they can't afford food. So like 900k of them just starve to death every month. Why is it every single one of my videos I create turn out into a dystopia? Maybe I should just stop doing this to England. Maybe I should start doing this to France instead. Yeah, I'll be honest, it just keeps getting worse and worse for England. Like, I've checked in again now. I mean, the population decline has been stabilized. They're just losing 100k pops each month towards, joining up as mercenaries. So, congratulations on that front. You're at least able to feed the population for now, but you're in a constant state of heart rate monitor bankruptcy, and the English crown estate is down to 2% crown power. The nobility basically run the entire country to the extent that even the French would blush, 74% power, and the clergy is also incredibly powerful. The burghers, tribes, and yeomanry between them have 5% crown power, so twice as much as the government, but not much else anyway. And to just add more fun to the whole debacle, they're also in a succession crisis. However, because they still have 458 million people, they somehow have 94% to the French 5% in the 100 Years' War power breakdown. So that's, yeah, I think this is going to be a problem for them. Mainly because that's just going to mean that France is going to be able to keep invading England and taking random bits of land off them. And while they've been very lucky to pick up Scotland, don't get me wrong, it's been incredibly lucky for them. Yeah, it's not, I don't think it's going to end well for them, or like this has been one of the biggest debuffs I've seen to England, full stop. Like, yes, I know they're great power number one on paper, but this is horrendous for them. I mean, I'll be honest, it's not that fascinating just to see constant revolts that keep winning, that gives even more privileges to the nobles and the peasantry, and just a constant bankruptcy cycle. Like, it is just a society in a full state of collapse. But at least they were the birthplace of professional armies. There's there's 5 buildings in London. 6 buildings in London, sorry, left, and 3 of the buildings in London aren't owned by the English. Well, actually, I guess, sorry, the burghers do own the city corporation in London, so I guess 4 out of 6 buildings in London are actually owned by the English. No, never mind. I take it back. They've done it somehow. They've done something incredible. The British government has managed to achieve 0% crown power. They have nothing. 0% crown. What does this do? 12.5 change policy cost, minus 25 tax efficiency, minus 25 efficiency of cabinet, minus 0.5 dip rep. Oh god, and 50% building upkeep cost. Oh Christ. I guess the bankruptcy, the rolling commission, the current debt, the I guess present legitimacy, but yeah, what is a rolling commission? That is a commission of nobility has effectively taken over the management of the kingdom, acting as regents. Um, yeah. So yeah, I think the nobility won a civil war and enforced their dominion over the government right now. But remarkably, the clergy's actually become even more powerful somehow. So there we go. And yeah, wow, wow, what a state of collapse. I mean, they're still losing population, just not at a rate of previous amounts. And yeah, I don't even know what to say really. I genuinely don't. Oh, look, they have a historical rebellion from Wat Tyler. Aw, good luck. You know what? I think King Archibald of Kempsford is pulling this back. He's got some pretty decent stats. He's a bit of an architectural visionary, and he's actually gotten a decent chunk of crown power back. So good news for that. Now, of course, the country is in still pretty crippling debt, all things considered, and is going to be having a hard time. But considering the state the country could be in, it's getting better. So that's nice. We're still losing huge amounts of population to mercenaries, but 400 million is apparently a lot more manageable. They were starting to recover their economy, not anymore. And their crown power was doing well, but not anymore, down to 9%. And their previously amazing ruler has picked up alcoholism, which, fair enough, it's a bit hard to blame him for that at this point, isn't it? You know what? I'll be honest, I don't know how England is doing this. It is in a constant state of chronic bankruptcy. The government has no control over the people. I mean, okay, it's up to 10% crown power, so like 5 to 7%. You've got a pretty incompetent person on the throne who's a literal sinner. And yet, not only are they constantly losing these wars to the French and are still within the 100 Years' War situation, they're actually holding on to this land. Greater Calais is very much within their domain. So much so, and the French have taken so many casualties fighting this constantly bankrupting, the Netherlands have actually formed. Straight up, the AI have formed the Netherlands. I mean, this basically never happens in EU4, let alone now in 1430 EU5. What a cursed reality. All possible because of those billion Albanians that have mostly gone away and have now formed, well, they've kind of accepted almost all of them. They've converted all the Albanians, they made them English. Byzantium is reduced to its historical capacity. The Karasids are doing things, but also grab themselves a subject of the Knights, which is a thing. The Ottomans are kind of making a comeback, but still collapsing, and Like, bit of a mess of the world, don't get me wrong, but surprisingly consolidated as well. Like, Tuscany's formed, Kingdom of Two Sicilies formed, Poland, Bohemia, Hungary's doing things, Kiev is doing things. Um, Great Horde collapsed, and this is a mess, but that's nothing new. And even Brandenburg's not doing too badly, all things considered. You know, it's a bit hard to realize that this is a world where 1 billion Albanians showed up in London, but it is. Hey, some of them even managed to endure. Look, London's getting the 7th building, they're getting the cathedral built. Alright, I'll be honest, this 11th of November, 1444, the start date of EU4, and I'm going to be ending it here because really not much is happening. This is like the 20th war with France or something. No, sorry, the 11th phase of the war. They keep doing this. Absolutely nothing changes every time they fight. The problem is, of course, is that England is too bankrupt to do anything, and France has too few troops compared to the English hordes of bankrupt troops to do anything as well. So they kind of keep reaching a stalemate and calling it there. England is kind of a, well, as you can probably see by the continuation of this heart rate monitor tax-based continuation, yeah, it's kind of a failed state at this point. I mean, great, they're max minting and still losing all of the money. They can't build anything. The problem is this population kind of consumes all the masonry in the country. As soon as they try to expand RGOs, there's no lumber, there's no nothing to build this with. So they can't do anything. They're constantly stuck in a bankruptcy cycle. And basically, they're just going through a managed decline because, yeah, recently I've had a bit of an increase in population, but they're losing around 50 to, I want to say, 70, that kind of area in terms of population each month. With 300 million pops, they can maintain this pretty much until the end of the game, but it doesn't mean that they're losing enough population to get out of the problems, but also they aren't really fixing their problems in any way either. The crown basically sits in a powerless state. They can't do anything to change anything happening to them. They can't build any buildings. They can't get out of this in any way. And they're basically just kind of stuck as this great power number one, but for lack of a better word, failed state. But yeah, if you're all wondering what would happen if you put 1 billion Albanians in London, this is the answer. A chronically bankrupt heart rate monitor England economy that kind of squandered away the billionth population, lost a huge amount of people to the Black Death, became, well, Orthodox, but at least managed to convert a good, really, really good chunk of those Albanians into the English culture. So make of that what you will. But yep, that's the state of the world. England, great power number one, but I'm still not sure how they're managing to maintain this with this massive difference in tax base. I mean, what a graph for the historical tax base of England. You can almost start to see some kind of recovery, but honestly, no, not really. And yeah, none of them ever left England. I checked the other countries around them for any kind of semblance. No, not a single person, literally, had managed to, not a single Albanian had left England at any of this point. They all just kind of stayed jumping around between London. With all that said, that is all the time I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching, with a special thank you to Ark, Sodas, Lemon, Zendika, Nick Hastan, Hadan, Star72, The Awesome Rabbit, Best for Gaming, Grab Flavia, Leberule, W. Sov, Anthony35, AC Napo, Conspiracy Pizza, Yukata, Danray, Marby, Jack, Ryland, Stuart Allen, Andrew Black, Nebula, Centronic, Twinit, Aquabird, and Yukaraman.